Okay, let's go ahead and look at the final collapsed field set here, CSS, and expand it. This block formats option aligns with one of the options in the buttons and plugin settings that allows you to select a block format. Now, not all Wysiwyg editors support this, but if they do, then you can set which block formats can be selected to convert some text in the Wysiwyg to use this element. The editor CSS is a CSS that's used to render content inside of the Wysiwyg. By default, the Wysiwyg pulls in the styles that are used in the current theme. But sometimes this isn't going to be desirable because you want to format things in a simpler way inside of the Wysiwyg. If so, then you can use the option to define your own CSS, in which case you would use this CSS path option down here in order to define a path to a different CSS file to use in the Wysiwyg area. Or you can use the editor default CSS, which is a much more simpler option. We'll go ahead and leave it at Use Theme CSS because we want the content in our Wysiwyg to look as close as possible to what it will look like when it's output on the page. Okay, this final option, CSS classes, allows you to set a key value pair style, this title equals class, each on a new line, in order to define a set of classes that can be used to apply to content inside of the Wysiwyg. Now, these are classes that need to be part of your style, and these will show up in the font style drop-down list. And if you scroll up to the top, you'll see the font style option right here. If this last part sounds a little confusing, don't worry about it. It's not something that we're going to use right now, but we may come back to it later. Okay, let's go ahead and save this. Now, this was a lot of settings in order to configure our Wysiwyg. Wysiwygs can be pretty complex, and especially when you layer them with text formats, troubleshooting some of the issues is going to be a challenge, and we're about to run into some of those. Now that we have the Wysiwyg enabled, let's go ahead and preview it. I'm going to jump back to the browser where I'm currently logged in as a guide, and I'm going to refresh this tour that we've been working on, the Zimbabwe Tiny Tots Adventures tour. And I'm just going to refresh the page. Once it's refreshed, we see that we're not looking at plain text anymore, but we're looking at an actual Wysiwyg. At the top is a set of buttons that we chose to display. We have our bold, italic, underline, our bullets and numbered bullets, our link image, and our source code buttons. And we can expand this in order to see the entire content by dragging on this corner box. And the path bar, which we set to show up in the bottom, shows up down here. We see this is an image tag inside of an A tag inside of a P tag. Okay,